Okay, so on this question, they're giving us a slope and a point. And they want us to write the equation in the form y equals mx plus b. Okay, this is a whole process. Let me lead you through it. So step number one is to write a new slope formula. Here's what I mean by new. We have an old one, but this one's going to be m, or slope. I'll just write slope. Slope equals, and the old one, I'll just write the old one up here. The old one is that we will use a lot of times is slope equals y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. I imagine you remember that one. Well, this one's going to be very similar. But the only difference is I'm going to put a plain y and a plain x in the front. Or actually, you know what? Let me write it again. Normally, this is written y2 minus y1, right? Over x2 minus x1. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, I'm just going to put it like this. So this is a plain y and x. See that? That's the only difference. I call it a new slope formula. So we're just putting the only difference between the old slope formula that we've used before, right? We have used this one before, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the old one, and we will continue to use it. By old, I don't mean it's obsolete. I just mean it's the first one we used. And then this one is the new version. And the only difference, very small difference, is just plain y and plain. There's not a sub 2 down there. Now, what difference does that make? Well, now plug in the slope, which is equal to 8. So right there. So this will become 8 equals. And then on the other side, we're going to and then the point 868. That's x, y. Remember how x is always first, y is second? So the y, 68 right there. That's what we mean by plain y. And x, 8 right there. That's what we mean by plain x. And then minus y1 minus x1. So that's why we make it a plain, that's why we change the old slope formula to a new one. And we make this plain y and plain x because we're going to plug in the xy point they give us, right? Whenever they give us a point, you know that's x and y. So plug them in. Okay, great. So what now? Well, now, oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. Plug them in the back. I don't know why I did that. That was crazy. Let me try this again. It's y minus x minus, oops, didn't quite finish my erasing. There. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry about that. This is going to be your y1 value. Yeah, so we plug into y1 and we plug into x1 at the back. We don't, the point, I said it totally backwards. The point of the plain y and the plain x is we just leave those, but we plug into y1, x1, just like we did before. Back when we were using this slope formula a couple sections ago, we plugged in all 4 numbers. Well, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm only going to plug into the back 2 because that's y1, x1. Leave the plain y and x in the front. We good there? Okay, now what? So now we've got like a little trick we're going to do. Step 3. We are going to, you remember, right? What do we always do? Let me draw a line here. Oh, that was weird. What do we always do with, here's the equal sign. What do we always do with fractions? Because we have a fraction now, right? This is a fraction equation. Fractions with an equal sign. You multiply both sides by the LCD over 1, huh? The common denominator. So I'm going to multiply by x minus 8 over 1 and x minus 8. I don't need to put over 1 on the other side because it's not a fraction. And then step 4, cross cancel and multiply leftovers. Cross cancel, multiply leftovers. right? So we're going to say, okay. So cross cancel. These guys cancel, don't they? What's left over? This 8 is going to multiply. 8x minus 64 is y minus 68. Did you see what happened there? Let me go slow on this. So what we just did is we multiplied by the common denominator. That's what we always do. We've learned that a long time ago. That when we have fractions with an equal sign, we multiply both sides by the LCD over 1. So I multiplied by x minus 8, that's the denominator, over 1, and the other side by the same thing. These guys cross cancel, right? Cross cancel and multiply whatever's left over. These guys cross cancel, just bring down the y minus 68. This guy multiplies, because he doesn't cancel, he multiplies. Okay, now we've got to get y alone. How do you finish getting y alone? Add 68. And why do we get y alone? What says y alone up here? That's what it wants. So add 68. Boom, boom. So y alone is 8x plus 4. There it is. Y alone, 8x plus 4. 8x plus 4. Done. All right, so let me recap. That's not easy. There's a lot of steps involved in that. Let's recap really quick what happened. So from the beginning on this one, they gave us a point and a slope. So first thing is I write the new slope formula. It's like the old one that had y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, except I put the plain y and x in the front instead of y2, x2, which means you don't plug into them. You leave them plain y and x. Then you plug in the slope they gave you to the left side, and you plug in the point, x and y, into the y1 and x1 at the back. And then you've got a fraction equation. So multiply by the denominator, LCD over 1, both sides. Cross cancel, brings this down, multiply what's left over, solve for y. And there we go. There's the equation of the line that has a slope of 8 and goes through the point 868. We found the equation of that line. There we go.